Today we're going to talk about peaceful practice. How do we have peace and happiness in this chaotic world? We will learn about chapter 14 of the Lotus Sutra in order to understand peaceful practice. Basically, we need to develop 4 kinds of peaceful practices. Number 1, peaceful deeds. Number 2, peaceful words. Number 3, peaceful thoughts. Number 4, peaceful vows. Let's look at number 1, peaceful deeds. It has 2 subsections. Number 1, sphere of practice. This is the overview of a bodhisattva practice. We need to abide in the stage of perseverance and be gentle and tranquil. This means that we should constantly dwell in our Buddha nature, the suchness, and be patient and tolerant toward those who harm us, insult us, or slander us. Oftentimes when other people hurt us, we might just try to hold the precept and force ourselves not to get angry, but deep down inside we still have a lot of resentment and opposition. But if we really reside in our true nature, then we'll naturally be gentle and tranquil. This gentleness is not fearful. We are gentle because we're selfless, and we are tranquil because we are calmly staying at home in our true nature, unmoved by the external environment because we know they are impermanent. So this is the basis of our practice. Number 2 is sphere of relationships. How do we practice on a daily basis? We need to stay away from 10 kinds of people and situations. I will just disclose 3. Number 1 is to stay away from high government officials, because they might bring out our desire for fame and fortune. We might not be able to convert them. They might be converting us. So we want to stay away. Number 2, we want to stay away from violent games such as wrestling or boxing, because it might bring out the belligerence in us. Number 3, we should stay away from promiscuous men or women, because they might bring out our lust and feeling of desire. So we need to be very selective. We still love everyone equally, but we need to choose our environment in order to protect our bodhisattva practice. Then we need to have contemplation. We need to regard all dharma as being without substance, like empty space. So this is void meditation. We want to see the emptiness of all things. Our mind should have a quality like the sky that is empty and boundless. 15 years ago, we were living in an apartment in the city. There was an apartment manager. His name was Sid. He was 90 years old, and he was still very active and healthy and managing many apartment complexes. So I asked him, what is your secret of longevity? He told me, oh, easy, nothing up here. So he doesn't keep anything in his mind. When we don't have a lot of deluded thinking, our Buddha nature will naturally surface. Number 2 is peaceful words. No slander or talk of the good or bad, strong and weak points of others. If you want to have peace, do not speak ill of others. We do not want to make remarks about other people's good or bad conduct, or talk about the strong points or the shortcomings of others. When we are judging others, usually we have afflictions, either love or hate. Our only goal is to eradicate our own afflictions. We are not so concerned about the right or wrong of others. You might say, what is wrong with praising the strong points and good qualities of others? Isn't that good? We should still be discerning and see it's proper. Make sure we are not saying it to flatter. We want to benefit them in their cultivation, want them to be liberated. Our heart must be straightforward and genuine. And if we are straightforward and genuine, even if we scold someone in order to teach them, that doesn't break this precept. So precept is all dependent on your intention. We want to learn the spirit of the precept, which is to benefit and help all sentient beings. There was a master named Hong Yi. He held pure precepts. Whenever his disciples have afflictions or not getting along, having problems, he will not say anything. All he does is refrain from eating. When he did that, everybody knew there's something wrong. When the disciples sincerely confess their sins, that's when he will start eating. So that is a great virtuous teacher. Number 3 is peaceful thoughts. We often say if there's no affliction inside, then there is no problem outside. All problem comes from our own afflictions inside. So we need to understand our afflictions. Here it points out 4 major afflictions. First is jealousy. We might be jealous of others who are doing better than us. This is out of our selfishness. In the Bodhisattva precept, it says a Bodhisattva should take the blame for others and always let other people have the glory. We should rejoice in other people's success and other people's good cultivation. Number 2 is anger. We do not want to disparage other people's faults. Number 3 is no vexing. We do not want to vex other cultivators to render them skeptical or remorseful about their own practice. For example, we might say things like, all of you are far away from the Bodhi, or you will never be enlightened. These are all words that are sabotaging other people's practice. This is a big offense. We do not want to cause any vexation in other cultivators. Number 4 is no contention. We do not want to discuss the Dharma for the purpose of competition. We do not want to say, Theravada is better or Mahayana is better. I'm a better cultivator. So all these are competing. We do not want to have any kind of contention with anyone. Always be in harmony and no arguments. That's a true Bodhisattva. All these, they might be refined afflictions. They might be very subtle and unnoticeable sometimes. True Bodhisattva, they will have very deep meditation and become very mindful of their own afflictions. They will see even the slightest impurities in their mind. Just like we have a water filter. Before, the holes are very big. You only filter the big pieces. But now the filter is getting smaller and more refined. We are able to detect even the smallest impurities in our mind. So always watch out for our afflictions. How do we conquer these problems? We can have unreal meditations, which is conjure up an image to overcome our jealousy of others. We should nurture the thinking of great compassion. Be compassionate for the other person. We want them to be happy, rejoice in their success. In order to have no anger, we should nurture the thinking that they are our benevolent Father. Love them like our Father, so we should not be angry. Not to vex other cultivators. Think of them as great masters. Stay humble. Know that everyone else is my master. And we shouldn't have any contention. Nurture the thought of equality because we are all equal in our Buddha nature. We want to be able to detect and eradicate our afflictions. That's peaceful thoughts. Number 4 is peaceful vows. Bodhisattva always have aspiration to be a saint, to help all sentient beings. Here it points out 2 ways. One is to have great kindness to those who do not ask, believe, or understand. Number 2 is to have great compassion to those who do not hear, know, or realize the Dharma. So great kindness is toward other cultivators. They already know and been practicing for a long time, but they still might not ask you or believe you about the single vehicle of the Mahayana Buddhism, about the Buddha nature. So we need to have great kindness in every way we can to help them understand the Dharma. Then we should have great compassion toward those who do not know the Dharma. It might be our family and friends. We should help them because they have never heard of the Dharma and they don't know the Dharma and they don't realize the Dharma. So they are suffering. We should feel their pain that they don't know how to be liberated from reincarnation. We should try everything we can to help them learn the Dharma and to learn Buddhism. It's all based on our kindness and compassion. So it all brings us back to the overview, which is staying in the stage of perseverance and be gentle and tranquil. Once upon a time, there was a monkey who had great strength, wisdom, and a heart full of kindness. One day, while this monkey was climbing a tree, he saw a hunter who was trapped in the deep valley and was crying out for help. Wanting to rescue the hunter, the monkey climbed along the cliff and reached the bottom of the valley. Then he carried the hunter on his back, climbed through the rattans and bushes, and finally reached safe ground. The hunter was trying to catch his breath while resting, and he thought to himself, I am really tired and starving. I should just kill this monkey to feed myself. So he took a rock and hit the monkey in the head. The monkey was in shock, bled profusely, and was dying. Despite the ungrateful return of his kindness, this monkey still managed to maintain a clear mind free of hatred. He felt pity and compassion for the hunter and thought, today I cannot help him to get rid of his evil ways, but I hope he will have the opportunity to meet a Buddha or Bodhisattva one day to learn Buddhism, be liberated from anger and hatred, and attain Buddhahood. So this is the Bodhisattva way, full of compassion and perseverance. If we have these 4 peaceful practices, we will be able to have virtue and let other people rely on us. Those people who are angry, when they see us, they will naturally feel kind and loving. And those who are afraid, when they see you, they will feel secure and protected. Those who are depressed, when they see you, they will feel happy and positive and full of Dharma joy. Even poisonous animals, when they see you, they will feel gentle and kind. So in order to have peace and happiness in this world, we must have peaceful deeds, peaceful words, peaceful thoughts, and peaceful vows. This is actually practicing, and we will eventually attain compassion samadhi. Then we know we are fully in accordance with our true nature, the pure enlightened mind. So this is the secret to peace and happiness. Thank you for listening. Amitabha.